Hey guys, welcome to AgamidCG. I asked for suggestions for cool things that you think that I should make, and one of the suggestions that you came up with was a mask. Now, I think I got a little bit out of hand. I started to do a mask, and it ended up becoming a helmet that didn't quite get done. So now it's becoming a larger project than I originally expected, but I want to show you the process that I went through and what I have so far, and I think it's pretty cool. So check out my process and let's dive in. Firstly, if you watched my previous video on creating a digi-double for yourself, I created a digi-double of myself, and now I can use that scan, that mesh that we created for this helmet. And this will be a perfect starting point because we have all the measurements and it should fit exactly to my face. And that's one of the most challenging parts of creating a helmet. Here, the first thing I'm doing is just blocking out the form. So I'm molding clay around the face. And to give some context, my design is based around a bearded dragon. So I'm trying to get the shape of a bearded dragon with kind of a Marvel, Iron Man, Deadpool, cyberpunk kind of style helmet. I've looked at some inspiration and references from helmets like in Halo and other sci-fi type shows and games. And it's actually seeming to be a bit more challenging than expected to get the shape that I'm trying to get. So ZBrush is mostly known for its organic modeling, and I tend to do most of my hard surface modeling in Maya. So here, I really need to focus on keeping the planes so that I don't get organic-like shapes and I get something that looks more sharp and robotic. I'm playing a lot with pinch and dam standard tools. I'm building up clay and just trying to work only on the big shapes and surfaces. Constantly moving around your model, I find, and I've been told that moving around your model and looking at every angle is the best and maybe only way to do it. Sometimes I can also look at transparency here because I know that my face is underneath this mask and I have to make sure that there's enough room for me to breathe, for my mouth to be able to move so that it fits on the bridge of my nose. It's really tough to settle on a specific shape. I'm kind of getting a cool brow ridge, but I'm also thinking how I'm going to print this at the same time. Because I don't have a huge printer, I just have a small printer, and I have to probably print this in pieces. So while I'm modeling this, I'm also thinking of how this is going to go together. What sections can I put together? And where is it going to be sturdy? And as I build it up, I actually did a lot more of this work in Maya as I brought it into Maya because of the hard surface modeling. This 3D print took me about 17 and a half hours. Originally, it was going to take me about 3 days to completely print, but I increased the layer height to 0.3. This is with a 0.4 nozzle and a 1.75 filament. I used the Galaxy Black look on it, so it's nice and sparkly. I just wanted to use actually the filament that I had the most of to make sure it would get the entire roll. So I do have a full 1 kilogram roll, but I didn't go through the full thing. So this is just a face mask here, and this is the first print I made. came off pretty nicely. Got the brim. Still quite light, and hopefully it fits my size. First I did a ring just to see if it would actually fit my head, but it still takes a long time, and I was pretty impatient, so I kind of just went for it. Slice the front of the mask. Organic support's coming off pretty nicely, because I wanted to deck myself out in a superhero costume. I guess I don't need these anymore. I originally used these gloves just so I don't get fingerprints on the base. Let's see how it fits. Definitely a lot of space, and I think the eyes are pretty good, actually. And it seems like it will fit my head, which is great, actually. A lot of space in the mouth. Maybe I can put like a little breather mask or some sort of ventilation in there. And the height seems okay. Goes right to my forehead. The fit seems almost perfect. I used a 3D scan of myself to try to fit the mask. So it seems to be great. And the layer height didn't make a huge difference. It actually seems pretty good. So the mask turned out pretty good, but it's not a helmet. And I tried to model an entire helmet. So I think that's really my goal from this. Now, you guys asked me to make a mask, and I think I probably could have made something more like an Oni mask thing or something like that. So maybe that's something else I can do in a separate video. Some things I could change is, well, one, I didn't make the full helmet. So seeing how much further this goes on my head would give me a much better idea of how the fit is. There's also a lot of room in my mouth. I'm not sure if I want a ton of room here, but maybe if I want to put something in there, it does make sense. I would like to add a lot more functionality to the helmet. So I have a bearded dragon character. Well, bearded dragons have a third eye on top of their head, so maybe I could have a sensor on top of the head. Maybe I could include some sort of headset that you would find in a motorcycle helmet. There's a lot of cool gadgets and things I could include in the helmet, maybe even connect to ChatGPT or something like that, add a Raspberry Pi. There's a lot of things that I could do with it, so I'll have to explore a lot more, and I'm not totally happy with the design. It's kind of cool. You know, it has a bit of an Iron Man look to it, but it's not quite detailed how I want it. So I need to play around with brushes a little bit and find some different ways to get the shape that I want. It doesn't quite look like a bearded dragon as much as I want it to. So looking at other references, adding in other pieces, and I'll do another crack at it and see what I can do. Well, I hope you liked this video. It's one of my slower ones, but I just wanted to show the entire process of kind of how I struggled with this one. Like and subscribe, it really helps out. And leave a comment, ask any questions you have about my process, or maybe you have tips for me. Don't forget to check out the DigiDouble video I made if you missed that before. That's all I have for this episode. Until next time.